Nicole, let me ask you a question. In your early days, right, when you go in high school and you're growing up in college, was there a specific trait about white men that made you attracted to them?
I mean, if you ask all my friends, and it's just like a pattern of the men I was dating, like for some reason I was just attracted to like the over 6 feet tall string bean looking white man. And I don't know, it's still kind of a pattern now. But yeah, I think I'm kind of growing out of that now. I mean, I personally just feel like I haven't really dated that much in the past year. So I don't really know what my preferences are in white men, but yeah, growing up in high school.
I got a question.
Love the string beans.
I got a question. Is your pops over 6 feet and a string bean?
No, he's like 5'5".
Is he a string bean?
No, he's got a little meat on him.
Okay, never mind.
He's skinny, but he's got like a little meat on him.
So what I'm hearing is that you like Pete Davidson guys.
Muscles though, man.
what is it called? Like something ugly? What are they called? Medium ugly guys.
Not the medium ugly man.
Do you guys know what medium ugly is? Medium ugly. Do you know what medium ugly is?
Yeah.
So
Like good looking enough, but like
Kind of
not too good looking that you gotta like
in
compete
certain
with them
areas.
Why do they gotta call him medium ugly? Isn't that like, when you say good looking enough, isn't that like medium hot? Medium ugly is like, I thought it means like they're goofy looking. Like they're cute and goofy, like a pug.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like a pug is cute, but it's like ugly. That's how I understood medium ugly.
I think that like the way that I understand medium ugly is they are not like very, very attractive, but they're like okay enough, but they're like their personality makes them like more attractive. So it's like they're not the best, most physically attractive people, but because of their personality like brings them up. So they're not like ugly, but they're just medium ugly.
Gotcha.
So they're not all the way ugly. You know what I'm saying?
So they have a hot personality, but they're like average.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. So I have a question. Nicole, you brought up like values. Other than like, you know, the very basic value of taking your shoes off inside the house, you know what I mean? Like what other challenges do you think you came across when you talk about values? Because in my mind, when I think about values, that's the only thing I think about. You go into someone's house or they go in your house, they're just walking in with shoes and you're like, hey, come on, man, my mom just like sweep that or something like that.
I mean, I think the way they treat their parents,
Right,
like
that's
for sure.
100%.
Like the one Asian guy that I dated, like since I was older, he like loved his parents, respected them so much, like realized that they gave them everything. And I just don't, I'm not saying that every white man was like this that I dated, but for the majority, like first of all, they treated their mother horribly. And that should have been red flag number one. And then it's just like, they just don't, I think that we are raised to always take care of our parents, like after they've taken care of us our entire lives. And I just never really had or saw that for white men. Like, and their attitudes, like, they were like, oh, like, I'll throw them in a home the first chance I can, kind of a thing. And yeah, so like that, I think that's like one of the biggest things. I'm trying to think what else. I think like another, like this isn't really like a value, but more like a difference is that like I love food, and like Vietnamese food is like one of my favorite cuisines, and it's just being able to share those experiences with someone. And like, I just feel like a lot of white men that I dated have been extremely picky eaters. And I'm like, I have seen like some like family members or friends marry into picky eaters, and I was like, I personally am never going to do that.
Question: are we talking about the coconut snails
About the
specifically?
You guys like the coconut?
Yes.
Hey, you remember? Hey,
Okay, what about the shrimp paste though? And the fish sauce.
And all that
That's
stuff
the
is
real
so
question.
good.
doesn't shrimp paste like stink up your whole house?
Yeah,
worth
in
it.
college, I had to air it out. Like it was something else.
Wait, how did you air? You didn't open the window, sit
I
there,
opened
just
my
blowing
window,
it.
lit the candles, sprayed air, like Febreze, and then used a towel to cover underneath my door.
Isn't it called like oak lock or
No,
something?
oak lao is is snails.
Oak.
Oak is snails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Nicole, you know that. Remember, our very first experience eating the coconut snails was with you in OC.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Wait, where?
Well, no, we didn't have coconut snails. We had like
Was this in Toronto?
This was 2 years ago, and we went to OC to the 1,000-step beach. Remember?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, in California. I thought you were talking
we
about
got
like Ocean
clams.
City,
It was
Maryland.
razor
Yeah.
clams.
No, we got
No.
both.
Really?
We went to that Vietnamese restaurant. Remember we made those rolls with that.
Ah, yeah, with the fish, the
catfish, and,
massive
like, we,
fish,
Yeah, we
yeah.
just had like the craziest food there, like
Yeah.
all weekend, and everyone was just like vibing with it. But like I think if I brought any of my white friends, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'll try it," and like they'll try to be respectful, but I just know they're not enjoying it like how my friends would,
Mm-hmm.
like all my Asian friends would, or like an Asian man that I was dating would.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're like, fish head, give me that.
Can you? So you can tell, like, so you've probably obviously been on dates with like guys and like white guys in like a restaurant, maybe with some exotic foods. Has that happened before you? Like you took into an Asian spot. Like, can you tell that they're like not messing with the food?
yeah, like I can tell that they're trying really hard to be respectful. Like I mean, recently, like I took a guy to get bumba way, and you know, like they have the pig's knuckles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the best part, right? Like you gnaw on that
Yeah,
bone,
yeah.
and he's just like, I don't get it, but like I want to try. And I was like, I mean, you don't have to, but like it is the best
The best part, man.
And so it's like, I mean, I appreciate that they try. Like at the older we get, like I realize that they're less picky. But I also realize that like it's not something that they appreciate as much as I do. And like pig's blood too. Like I love pig's blood and liver. Like all that stuff is like
Give me
my
all the
favorite things to
nasty.
have. Yeah, the
Give
nasty
me all the
stuff.
nasty.
Yeah, sometimes it takes an acquired taste for some people to get used to that. I've dated a white man in the past that was pretty open to everything but shrimp paste. He thought that was disgusting. So I was like, well,
Wait, did he actually try it though?
yeah, I made him try it.
What was the reaction when
He
he
was
ate
very
it?
open to everything, but when he tried that, he was like, "What is that?" He was like, "Don't ever do that again." So I don't know. It's just like,
Did you chase him around the house like eat it?
no,
Eat it.
he was really
Eat
open
it.
at first. I was like, "Hey, do you want to try this?" And then he was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "Shrimp paste." And then he tried it and just didn't like it. But fish sauce he was okay with.
Okay.
And then I've also been on dates with Caucasian men that are completely the opposite, super picky, even down to seafood. And I love seafood.
So we talked about food and preferences. What, like, if you were to pick like one of the biggest differences versus a white guy and an Asian guy, what would it be? Outside of culture, outside of food, like what is the difference if you were to pick one?
Like maybe personality wise.
I got one. So, I recently went on a date with a white woman, right? And I gotta say, white people are something else. And I think it's because of what you call it. It's like we said, like values and how you're raised up, Nicole. I think that as Asian Americans, we are raised up in a very tiger parenting environment, you know? So we kind of grew up subconsciously thinking about how others perceive us more and not being proper because, you know, Asian people are all about image. At the end of the, no matter which Asian country you're coming from, image, at the end of the day, I mean, everybody in general about image, but I think Asian people are more conscious about their image because it's like what you are a reflection of your family. That's more embedded within within the Asian American race because it's like, even though we are individualistic, like the Western culture, we are kind of hybrids where we have individualism as well as we also have bits and pieces of our native race, which is about the collective whole of the family. This is why, like you were talking about the values of the Asian Americans. We love our parents more in general. Right? And like stuff like I would never put my mom in a home, stuff like that. And I'm not saying we ain't saying all the white people like this, all right? I ain't trying to start no fights, but we talk about generalizations here, right? Don't come from my head. But so because of that, I've noticed that which isn't a bad thing, that white people are a lot more are more outspoken than Asian Americans. Like, if I go on a date, if I talk to people or people I'm not uncomfortable with, I am more, I guess, proper and conscious of what I say. Let me tell you, when I went on this date, this girl was uncapped. Like, she was saying some stuff like, holy crap. Like, I can't even fathom somebody saying that on our first date, but it was like a little bit too much. But it was like, but like we talked about it. I was like, and I told her straight up, I was like, hey, yo, I ain't never ever like been on a date where the girls was this open and unfiltered on me before. You know what I say? But it's not a bad thing. It's a change up. And I actually kind of like it. Because from a male standpoint, being on dates with like, I don't know how many like dates with Asian American women I've been on, but like they are definitely more proper, extremely more proper. And like, I'm with you, Nicole, man. I love the food too. You know what I'm saying? Give me that, bro. I love the food too. So, you know, if we gonna go on a date, we gotta get some good food. Am I right?
Yes. Well, you know, I feel like we've been not intentionally, but you know, we've been talking about a lot of like somewhat people would probably see them as negative. So what are some positives that come from it?
Before we get there, I do want to say with Asian American women, when we go on these food dinner dates or whatnot, they eat more proper too. Asian Asian American women, when I'm very perceptive of this, is that like when they eat, they are very proper. On the very first date, they tend to probably eat only about 25% of what they actually eat.
Yes.
I
Yes.
clean my plate.
That is so
You know what I'm saying?
I clean my plate.
that is
Maybe
so
I made
true.
exceptions.
I don't know about like, I don't know if 25% is the exact accuracy, but I'm saying that like from the dates I've been on, from like the first one and the second one, I've noticed like, because like I said, you do food dates. The first date, they ain't eating. They like on their best behavior, chewing with the mouth closed.
They go like this
you
every
know?
single time?
Yeah, if they burp, they're like very proper. You know, they're extremely proper. And like if we leave, I'm like, in my mind, I'm trying to think, this girl probably still hungry. Let's be honest, bro. We Asian, we like to eat. You know, it's a communal thing.
Yeah.
But these girls super proper and everything. This white girl, oh no, she was getting in it. Like she was getting in it, which is not a bad thing. I actually, if it was my preference, I'd rather girl be straight up and like show me how you eat right now.
Right? Because I don't think I fall in that 25%. And now
Hey,
it
not
makes
25.
me notice. It makes me, the next time I go on a date, I'm going to pay attention. But most likely, I'm going to eat no filter and just.
Hey, you know what? Viv, give me daps for that.
Because I don't really, that's just one of those things
She
I don't
knows.
really care for.